Interior plumbing and appliances. This is the dishwasher and clothes dryer. The clothes dryer actually works. It's 3-prong. 3-prong unit right there. Alright. The hot and cold are not labeled on our safety tray. Our safety tray is rusting out. And, well, I don't know if it ever had one, but a beauty trim ring. This is not GFCI protected. Is there a gas port underneath there? I'll be looking for it. I'm not seeing it. So it's just electric, 3-prong electric, not GFCI protected. The clothes washer is not GFCI protected either. What is all under there? Am I seeing gas? Nope, that's a plug. I'm looking through the camera screen. Maybe I'll see more when I turn on the computer. Okay. GFCI protection is not in the laundry. GFCI was not required for the laundry equipment or to be in the laundry when this home was built. However, also, vent is not required in a laundry, regardless. And this laundry happens to have a window, so there's that. Coming into our kitchen, this refrigerator. Okay, it feels kind of cold. It does not have an ice maker. However, behind the refrigerator, there is a ice maker valve. It's not in a safety tray. Okay, so, and back then you're really lucky just to get one that came out of the wall. So, I mean, take your pluses where you can find them, but you don't have a safety tray. You do not have to have an electric extension cord on this cabinet, because this little corner cabinet is just kind of built in. It floats. It floats. You can put it, I can put it back. There you go. See there? It looks a little more built in. The upper oven does not work. The oven light, does the bottom oven light work? Is there a bottom oven light? No, there's not. Yeah, there is. Okay, the oven lights do not work. The lower oven cooks at 300 when it's set at 350. The lower broil does work. The upper broil does not work at all. Okay. The microwave, that's just a countertop model. It's beyond the scope of this inspection. The kitchen vent fan, it's not supposed to have cloth tape on its connections. The vent hood, not supposed to have cloth tape on its connections. And it should have a fire blocking plate up there, which it doesn't have. The filter doesn't look like it's too dirty because it doesn't work. I mean, okay, that's the light. The light works. Kind of rough. Okay. The cooktop, sometimes they're a little slow, especially this right front one. And the knobs are all, worse for wear. It's definitely no spring chicken. But all the cooktop knobs seem to work. No GFCI in the kitchen at all. No GFCI in the house at all. No GFCI in the garage. No GFCI at the exterior. Coming along here, we got the gray plastic sheath connector, improper connector going to the cooktop. This connector needs to be replaced. Okay, it'd be better if you didn't have that brass hillbilly home inspection. It'd be better if you didn't have a brass fitting like that you actually had a handle you could control. Like this little brown handle, that's copper gas. It goes out into the garage for some unknown reason. Probably a little space heater or something. Who knows? But all that needs to be taken out. Okay, not just capped off, but taken out, and just remove the copper. Copper and gas don't mix. So there's our data plate for the cooktop. I got a still image of that. Coming along, I did not even operate the dishwasher. Alright, it hasn't been operated in a long time. Do no harm. Parts aren't available. The labeling isn't, well, labeling might be okay. I could say that there's rust inside of it because there is little bits of rust. The standards of practice say any rust, so there's that. I mean, it might work. I really wouldn't rely on it, to work too well, too long, or not to leak. So, do no harm. I'm not going to make it leak. Not me. We got a Maytag 1/2 horsepower food waste disposal. And oh, on the dishwasher, by the way, it does have an anti-siphon loop. See the way it comes up? It's the drain line. It comes into the dishwasher. Garbage food waste disposal. It's a Maytag model FC5, and I believe that is probably a half horsepower food waste disposal. It looks plenty big to be a half horsepower. It might be larger. Yeah, it could be a third for all I know. But for as good as it looks, it doesn't work. And I'm not going to make it work. The splash guard is missing. It looks like we got some toilet parts in there. The rotors are rusting out. The jaws of death. And over here, this is the switch for the food waste disposal. Let's see, it's locked up. It just sits there and hums. It'll click out if I don't turn it off. This is the kitchen sink. You know, there's a little bit of corrosion there. Coming up underneath here. Now in the bathrooms, well, even here, I don't see escutcheon plates for the drain lines. I don't even see escutcheon plates for the water supply lines. I'm thinking that the kitchen sink used to be someplace else besides here. In fact, that drain line does not have enough pitch on it. Let me just go that. Hang on, my method. Kitchen sink drain line does not have enough pitch. No escutcheon plates under the kitchen sink. Okay. And you'll see why in a little bit. We got some air returns. It's kind of unusual. Technically, that's not in the kitchen. You shouldn't have an air return in the kitchen. That's an appliance. Fireplace is an appliance, or the gas log is. And I've got a whole fireplace video where I talk about some more of that gray plastic sheathed cable right there. Moving on along. This is kind of interesting. I realize that, you know, this is an estate, and I want a thermostat like this. I can, even the blind inspector can read this. All right, pretty handy, I gotta say. But I've also got to say, every current energy code requires that every single family resident have at least one programmable thermostat. This home only has one thermostat, and yet that thermostat is not programmable. This is the smoke alarm. When they turn yellow like this, then that tells us that it's aged out. The manufacturers actually designed them. I understand that the compounds that they spec'd for the molds, for the covers, when they turn yellow, you know that it's exceeded its warranty, its life. So there we go. Coming in here, I am doing just a little recap. I want to talk about the furnace, just the indoor air handler, just a little while longer. I've got this set up at my house. Okay, downdraft, get it? Air filter is up here. Get that. How do you get to the air filter? You got to take all that tape off, literally. So I didn't check the air filter. You got to take all the tape off of this. Probably right here is the way it is on mine. Get the screws, open it up, dig the air filter out around the furnace, replace it. It is an act of Congress. I don't know what size it is. These are some dates. Replaced the fire extinguisher battery in 2005, so that's got to be good. So anyway, I've got a whole video talking about the brass and the plastic and no access and the leak. Whole video about that. You've already seen it. If this is a interior and plumbing and appliances, you've already seen it. So speaking of interior plumbing, these are the bathrooms. This is the hall bathroom, and it goes into the primary bedroom bathroom. And hot's on the left and cold's on the right. No GFCI. The heaters work. We'll just turn those on for a moment. These faucets in the primary bathroom, bathtub are very, very difficult to operate. They haven't been turned in a millennium, and so they're going to cause you some grief. You get those things broken loose and get them used to being turned again. You put those guys back into action, they're going to leak on you. We're missing our gasket for the shower right here. Showers and bathtubs with shower fixtures. Okay, they used to have separate handles. I get that. Heater's working. Okay, they used to have separate handles. I get that. But today we'd want a single handle to help prevent accidental scalding. Everything's supposed to go down, goes down. Hi, Timmy. Okay. Underneath the kitchen, the lavatory basins on both of them, it's pretty boring. This is the ugliest one. Okay, so it looks like we had a little bit of water damage underneath here. It's not surprising. We come up here, and that's a discussion plate on the wall, that little silver thing. We don't have any in the kitchen on our water supply lines. And then on our drain lines, on both of the lavatories and in the kitchen, we do not have an escutcheon plate for those either. We do not have a gasket underneath the shower door, so water can, when you're washing your feet, water will splash out here and get your carpet, because you got carpet in your bathrooms. Your carpet's going to get all wet standing in there. This is the same one. Hot's on the left, cold's on the right. No escutcheon plate. Boring. And that is just about all the interior plumbing and appliances. And I went back and talked about the thermostat and the air filter. We're going a little further. And the doorbell is not illuminated. It was working. I swear it worked once. Oh my goodness. Let's check the breakers. It works once for me? Really? I was the last person to use it? Failed under testing. It's a Fed Pack panel. These things are loose, they're shaky. Federal Pacific stab lock panel, most unpopular panel around. A lot of people are scared of them. I'm scared of it. I changed mine. I recommend you change yours too. It'd be difficult to sell. It'd be easier to buy it than it will be to sell it, I'll tell you that much. Okay, now the doorbell doesn't work. That's just it.